Hello, welcome back to Voice of Mzansi. Today's story is heading straight to Pretoria. Operation Dudula has announced plans to march on the SA Human Rights Commission, accusing them of ignoring what they call real human rights violations. Stay until the end to hear where this comes from and do your own fact-checking. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. This is the kind of story you don't want to miss. The notice went out earlier this week. Operation Dudula says the SAHRC is not doing its job. They claim it's been turning a blind eye to violence, illegal land occupations, theft, and other crime they tie to undocumented foreign nationals, and worse, accusing citizens who report these crimes of being racist. So Dudula wants to take their grievances directly to the Commission's doorsteps in a public march. Representatives from Dudula say they're not targeting foreign people as such, but rather the unlawful behavior that affects South African communities: playgrounds taken over, break-ins, spaza shops run without permits, and rampant cable theft. They say reporting these problems to SAHRC ends with warnings of xenophobia charges, and that's unacceptable. "We can't fight crime without being labeled racist," said one leader. On the flip side, SAHRC officials responded by saying they do not condone violent or hateful protests. They insist their mandate protects everyone, including foreign nationals. They say Dudula's planned march borders on intimidation, especially if their members are unarmed, face masks on, and shouting accusations at staff. The commission called for a calm, open discussion rather than confrontation. This brings us to a thorny question: when does citizen activism cross the line into intimidation? Dudula supporters argue that the police and justice system have failed communities, and the commission steps in only to defend foreigners, even when citizens are being affected. They say this makes SAHRC look biased or partisan. Yet human rights advocates point out that the commission is a constitutional body. Its job is to uphold rights for all people, irrespective of nationality. They contend that Dudula's language about undocumented people is too broad and veers into xenophobic territory, attacking speech, not crime. They say blaming violence solely on undocumented migrants is misleading and dangerous. In communities where electricity theft and informal land invasions are real, the issue is painful. And many South Africans do believe there are gaps in law enforcement. What Dudula is raising isn't necessarily false. But the fear is that if they push too hard, they'll weaponize national bodies like the SAHRC to target foreign nationals purely on suspicion, not evidence. All images used in this video are strictly for illustrations. The facts we share come from statements by Operation Dudula leaders, press responses by SAHRC, local crime stats, and community reactions picked up in recent coverage. We encourage you to read those sources and come to your own views. How do you feel? Should SAHRC be held accountable for inaction or bias? Or should civic movements be cautious about targeting foreign nationals, especially in ways that could intimidate or incite violence? Let's discuss it below, but keep it respectful. This is about seeking solutions, not feuds. Now, let's lighten the mood with some classic South African humor. Why did the Dudula marcher bring a letter to SAHRC? Because they wanted to raise their complaints to new heights. Okay, maybe that joke won't win any awards, but sometimes we need a laugh amid the tension. Thank you for watching Voice of Mzansi. If this story spoke to you or made you think, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay informed, stay compassionate, and keep building the Mzansi we believe in.